and gals, never here from Drake Queen Game, or something on tour of the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on the Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. What was it? It was, definitely not June 24th, 2023. Oh, man. I believe that was 2 years ago. I can't really see the results of the toss from this far away, so all I know is that a coin was tossed and they walked away. Then I see Yuuichi walking up to the serve position. The ball is thrown to him and he grabs a hold of it, spinning it a few times in his hand. Yuuichi stands behind the service line, touching the ball to his forehead and staying in that position for a few seconds. Having seen him play so many times, I already know that it is a habit of his. He always takes a few seconds before he serves to close his eyes and concentrate. Sometimes I even caught him muttering encouragement to himself. Once he's done, Yuuichi takes position, holding the ball in his right hand. He tosses the ball into the air and begins running towards it. He jumps, arching his back and lifting his arms above his head. With one swift motion, he smashes his hand against the ball, sending it flying to the other side of the court with a blindingly fast speed. The other team doesn't even have time to react as the ball crashes against the ground right between the two of their backline receivers, flying so high on the bounce that it lands on the second floor stands. What's that ridiculously strong serve? Yuuichi's serve has always been strong, but that thing was a cannon. Did he level up his skills again when I wasn't paying attention? I feel a well of pride swelling up inside me alongside my incredulity and surprise. There it is. That serve is downright unpleasant to receive. The last time we watched him play, it wasn't like that. Since when has he been serving like this? It started this year. He kept having us stay up late so he could use us as guinea pigs for his serve. This way you guys can polish your digs while I work on my serve, is what he'd say. My arms still hurt whenever I think about it. A few freshmen quit after a few weeks of it, and that was pretty funny. Damn, Urata scares me sometimes. It's easy to forget how much of a monster he is on the court. He isn't called Japan's best setter for nothing. No one has called him that, ever. Also, him having a strong serve has absolutely no bearing on him being a good setter or not. Man, you're certainly good at piling on the criticism, huh? Huh? Despite his harsh words, I notice that Haruki's eyes are glued to Yuuichi. It's like he's not seeing anyone else on the court. His attention focuses solely on the Husky as he moves around. For some reason, I start getting an unpleasant feeling in the pit of my stomach that I can't place. Yay! Another service ace! My attention is finally called away from the wolf next to me. I hear the cheerful sounds of my friends as they yell in excitement. Oh wow, 4-0 already? Yuuichi really isn't playing around, but that's an impressive streak, especially right at the start of the match. I wonder how long he can keep that on. Sho-chan has pretty impressive concentration when he gets going. This might last for quite a bit. No kidding. Could you guys kiss his ass a little more? I don't think he can feel it from here. Haruki? I speak as sternly as I can, almost as if it were admonishing a child. I already had my own suspicion of this sort of treatment, but surprisingly, this works. Does he like being scolded and like being told he's a naughty, naughty boy? Sorry. He looks away, muttering a quiet apology almost immediately. I don't even think I stumbled into some kind of secret way to handle him. I think he just naturally grew to respect me since the last time we talked. If that's the case, I'm certainly grateful, since this makes things a ton easier. Sheesh, you really need to work on that personality of yours. He ignores Saya, quietly watching the match instead. Ah! They picked it up! The sound of the ball hitting flesh echoes loudly throughout the entire venue as one of the other team members is finally able to receive the ball. No matter how I look at it, that really looks like it hurt to pick up. Even if they managed to pick it up, he couldn't get the ball to the setter. It's true that the received ball flew far further back once it hit the receiver, nearly hitting the wall. The other team seemed to lose this opportunity as two of them desperately ran after the ball. They managed to get a second touch in, sending the ball towards their front line. With no room to spike, they had no choice but to toss it to the other side as haphazardly as they could. I could see Yuuichi's lips moving, though his words couldn't reach me. Even so, I know that at that moment he probably said something like, free ball. For the first time in the match, Yuuichi's teammates are moving as well. They go for a leisurely first touch, sending the ball right over Yuuichi's head. As I've seen him do many times before, he jumps to toss the ball, his figure as his body is in the air, surprisingly graceful for someone his size. I remember once asking him why he always jumped when setting the ball. He listed so many reasons that my head hurt a little after hearing it. I can barely even remember them all that well nowadays. Still, it's been ingrained in my head that Yuuichi believes jumping for every setup is a very important thing to do. At least that much I know. It's a pipe. The wolf calls it before the ball even makes contact with Yuichi's fingers. Yuuichi tosses the ball right to the center of the back row. The opposing team is caught by surprise as they seem to have been expecting a fast attack from the front. While the reaction is delayed, Yuuichi's teammate takes to the air, spiking the ball over the net. The other team attempts to pick it up, but the ball hits one of their players on the shoulder and bounces out of court. The crowd is totally silent throughout this whole thing. Even if one of the teams involved is a well-known player in the area, no one expects this much of a gap during their quarterfinal match. It's 7-0 already. If that start of this has set any indication, this is going to be a massacre. We all nod in agreement, with varying degrees of excitement. Once the match ended, Yuuichi shot me a message asking us to meet up with him in the lobby once he got done talking to his team. Man, that was really cool to watch! Jun, as always, had been excited the whole time we watched the match taking place. He kept muttering to himself about how exciting it was to see a game up close. Bless his heart, he's too innocent for this world. I don't know. Feels like it was over too quickly. The whole thing was a bloodbath. That it was. It was over before I even knew it. Our school won in straight sets. The final score was 25-12 and 25-9. I felt really bad for the other team. You could see their spirits being crushed little by little. For all the flack I give Yuuichi's team, they have a habit of cruising their way to the finals. I suppose I could stand to go a little easier on them. I see Yuuichi almost dashing towards us to lift my arm to wave at him. Yuuichi, Wah! Yuuichi wraps his arms tightly around me, lifting me off the ground and leaving my legs dangling in the air. We won! We fucking won! He seems to be beside himself with excitement as he twirls me around the air while laughing. Yuuichi, put me down! I'm starting to get dizzy! Sorry, I just can't help being excited. His tail is wagging non-stop, a blue blur moving behind his back. I can see that. Yuuichi puts me down on the ground, and being able to touch the floor with my feet again is a relief. However, he still keeps his left arm wrapped around my shoulders, something that I become immediately conscious of. Did you guys see how well the whole team did? They were pulling off the most unbelievable receives. Made me feel like some kind of proud parent. You certainly do boss us around enough to be able to call yourself a parent. Haruki? Once he notices the wolf's presence, he pulls his arm away from me, staring at Haruki slack-jawed. Surprised to see me? Well, yeah, what are you doing with my friends? A devious smile creeps up his face, and I begin to feel dread. I got invited to tag along by Bichimaya. He was super nice about it, too. Gotta say, I really felt loved. Oh no, he's not trying to make Yuuichi jealous, is he? When I look over towards Yuuichi, I see a look on his face that I don't like seeing. I see. Sho! Hey, Sho-chan, do you think you'd be able to have lunch with us before your semifinals? Saya cuts me out before I can say anything, cheerfully asking a question that is related to food, which, considering this is Saya I'm talking about, makes a lot of sense. I'd really like to, but I'm not supposed to leave the venue in case something comes up. How about we go over to a nearby convenience store and get some food to order? That's a great idea, Kei-chan. Don't call me Kei-chan. There's a pretty good chain one nearby. They've got a good selection of sushis and noodles. Sounds like a good idea. We should probably get going so we don't waste too much time. Arata has to eat as fast as possible so he doesn't have a full stomach during the match. Thanks for being so considerate. By the way, how about one of you guys stay behind to keep me company? I don't really want to go back to the team and then have to come here again. Yuuichi eyes me from the corner of his eye, making me smile involuntarily. I can't... Yuuichi can stick around with me, can't you? Oh, sure, I'd love to. I guess it does make more sense after all. Okay, let's get going then. I'm starting to get hungry. You're always hungry. You're not wrong there. I notice Haruki staring between Yuuichi and me with an annoyed look on his face. You all enjoy your little picnic, I suppose. Since I'm still technically part of the team, I think I should stick around. His gaze isn't straight from the two of us for even a second. But... Well, I suppose that's fair. For some reason I feel a small wave of panic growing in my throat. I don't really know why, but the idea of Haruki staying behind with Yuuichi and I makes me really uncomfortable. Especially when it's so obvious to me that Yuuichi's just looking for an excuse to get some alone time with me. Nope, sorry, you're coming with us. Those words come from a person I didn't expect to say anything about this entire matter. Aki shoots a quick glance at Yuuichi and I before tugging on the wolf's sleeves. Come on, you joined us to watch the game, so you might as well join us for lunch, too. Haruki visibly hesitates to this before looking away. Fine. Huh, well, anyway, since that's settled, can we get going? Sure, make sure you don't give me something super heavy, okay? Like there's any chance of that happening. Looking at how many athletes are going out to buy lunch together. I'll buy you the fattest piece of meat I can find. It'll be 90% fat, just a little sliver of meat underneath it. Please don't. The five of them walk out the venue, with Haruki looking back at us with an indecipherable look on his face, his arm being tugged away by my little brother. Man, Aki-kun came out with a real save, huh? I thought for sure we wouldn't be able to get some time for ourselves. Yeah, surprisingly smooth save from him. Almost like he knew something was up. You don't think you realize something, do you? How obvious you are? I'd be surprised if all of them haven't figured it out by now. You twirled me in the air for a full minute. Oh, sorry, I was just a tad too excited. Yeah, you're the really excitable type. I already knew that when I said I was dating you. I said yes to dating you. I imagined stuff like this would happen. Shuichi's tail begins wagging once again as he chuckles. For some reason, even though his fur is disheveled and slightly matted with sweat, seeing him look so happy and proud of himself makes my chest tight. By the way, Haruki was here, huh? Yeah, I saw him at the lobby and invited him to join us. I hope that wasn't a problem. Only problem is that he's an ass. Actually, he's been mostly well-behaved. I think it's just you he has a problem with. What did I do? I don't know if I should answer that. By the way, was I imagining things or was he trying to make me jealous there? You're probably imagining things. If I tell him Haruki knows about us, he just might have a heart attack. I'll hold off on that knowledge for now. Although I have to say, he's been a little nicer lately. Really? Yeah, it really surprised both me and Coach. He's been deferring to instructions. Hasn't been insulting people as often. He grumbles to himself a lot, though. Could it be that he actually took my advice to heart? Holy shit, did I tame the beast? Yuuichi scratches his chin, looking thoughtful. Something puzzling you? No, I just realized that we're alone right now. Wasn't that the whole point behind you asking me to stay here by myself? I have an idea. Come with me for a second, will you? Yuuichi grabs me by the hand and leads me away. Where are we going? There is a maintenance closet nearby that is always empty. No one's going to use it today, so it's safe. Why are you taking me to a closet? Because I want to kiss you and I can't do that in public, dummy. Good timing. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or our YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!